welcome back. This week in the news, the Bill Archer Student Interns will be returning from their trip from Washington, D.C. The Archer Intern Program was founded in 1970 by former Congressman Bill Archer. The program gives students a rare and unique opportunity to see the government from behind the scenes. Here's CNN's Jimmy Greene with the full report.
18 bright students spent 1 week in Washington, D.C. They met with various members of the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the federal government. Students took a tour of the monuments, watched a play at the Kennedy Center, and viewed the Smithsonian museums. Bill Archer's thoughts.
And I thought if I could bring one high school student from each high school in my district to Washington and let them be exposed on a first-hand basis to the real people that were up here, to see that they were real, that they were trying very hard, that they would be able to go back home and have more confidence, and that they could then spread that amongst the students in their high schools. And I think it's worked very well.
Congressman John Culberson sponsored this year's trip. When he leaves Congress, he hopes that his successor will follow on with this tradition. During the week, students met with Speaker of the House Dennis Hastert, White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer.
My job is to speak for the President.
Secretary of the Treasury John Snow, and Bill Archer himself. On 2 evenings, the interns dined with John Culberson, and they listened to his plans for the future. They asked him important questions concerning major issues in the world.
What they thought about flag burning.
I think it ought to be illegal. It's outrageous, and I wish there were a way to do it without a constitutional amendment. It's outrageous.
It's disrespectful.
Now, did you ask everybody?
I asked Republicans, Democrats alike, and most, I'd say everyone said that it was extremely disrespectful.
While on an extensive tour of the Secret Service building, the interns learned how to identify counterfeit currency and were allowed a sneak peek into one of the 6 presidential limos.
This trip was the experience of a lifetime. One of the defining moments was when we watched the president's address to the nation together.
Because we are not dealing with peaceful men.
It really united us as a group.
However, aside from listening to speakers and walking around D.C., the interns could be found playing with puppets, modeling the latest trends in clothing, or kicking back and listening to the sounds of the street. These 18 interns came home with a greater appreciation for the government, and they now have a better understanding of who they are and how they can impact the world. Because as we know, they are the future. This is Jimmy Greene, CNN Washington.
Thank you, Jimmy, for that report. We're going to take a break, but real quick, we'd like to know your answer to the web question of the day. How are these students able to go on an all-expense-paid trip to D.C.? Is it A, sponsors, B, comes out of your wallet, C, U.S. government, D, none of the above? If you answered A, well, then you're right.